Hey guys, so first off, let me apologize. I know it's probably making you a little seasick right now because it's tilted like this, but it's propped up on a bunch of little boxes, so I don't know if I could really improve this. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So anyways, I'm at my friend's house right now. I wanted to do a quick video talking about my favorite makeup brushes. Now, I do think there's a lot of makeup brushes that you guys can really, just get from any brand like this one. Just these little flathead brushes, I think that you can really get this from any brand. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them. They're still going to be good. But these are my top 5 favorite makeup brushes that I think really, change how your makeup applies, and I think that you should maybe spend a little bit more on. So the first brush I want to talk about is this Sigma Flat Top Synthetic Kabuki. This is the F80 brush. I'm going to link all these in the description box, by the way. So this is what it looks like, and I like to use this in 2 ways. I either like to dot it right here. I just put it in all the places where I need a little bit of coverage, right over my cheekbones, because that's where I have some freckles. A little dot right here, a little dot right here, and then I just buff it all throughout my face. Another thing I do is I'll, do a pump of foundation in the back of my hand and stipple it, and then just stipple it all over my face. And it makes your foundation super easy and fast to apply. It takes like literally 10 seconds to buff it all in, and it looks really good. It helps you build up your foundation if you want it to be thicker, and it doesn't make it look super cakey. So I'm a huge fan of this brush. You don't need to buy the little dry and shape tool that they have with it. I really think it dries just fine on itself. Mine dries within a day. I don't know why other people seems to take longer, but mine dries within a day, so love this foundation brush. Not a fan of the MAC ones at all, the MAC dipping brushes. When those were really popular, I just didn't understand why. I think they suck. I still think they suck. The next brush I'm going to talk about is this Sigma Tapered Highlighter Brush. This is the F35. I like to use this for everyday blush, and then I also like to use it if I don't have a bronzer and I'm trying to contour. Then what I'll do is I'll put my blush right here on my cheekbones like this. So the tallest point of my cheekbones, and I'll kind of, dab it on there. And then I'll blend it down and work it down, and that kind of contours your face without having to add, like some kind of tan bronzer or something like that. So I'm a big fan of this brush. I know MAC has one that's like this, and it's probably just not as dense, because that's, usually the big difference between Sigma and MAC brushes. I think this one works fine. I've never tried the MAC one. I really like this one a lot. So my next brushes are eye brushes. The next brush I'm going to talk about is the Sigma Large Fluff E50. I know MAC has one like this as well, but I've never used the MAC one either. And I just use this for my highlight just because it makes my highlight really quick. I just dab my brush inside my highlighter, and I pop underneath my brow bone, pull, and then it's done. And it kind of supports my inner laziness, because sometimes doing your makeup in the morning isn't that fun. My next favorite eyeshadow brush, and this is one of the eyeshadow brushes that I really think makes a huge difference in your makeup. So this is the Sigma E25. So the Sigma E25 is actually just like the MAC 217, but it's not as dense. But I feel like it doesn't matter. I still feel like it's a really good brush. I use them both, they're interchangeable. I don't really feel that one so much better than the other, even though the MAC one's a little bit more dense, and so it picks up a little more color. I actually definitely prefer this brush. Like the 224 is really high praise, but I don't like this brush. I feel like if you're Asian, or if you don't have, a super defined deep crease right here, it doesn't really make a difference, and it's hard to use this brush. It just doesn't pick up enough color. I feel like the Sigma one picks up just enough color, but I also like the MAC one. I don't really have a preference for those two, but I really like the Sigma one and the MAC one. My last brush I'm going to talk about is the MAC 219. Now this is the one that I don't think Sigma makes a very good copy of. Sigma, they have a pencil brush, and it sucks. I remember I used to have one, and then I just stepped on it and I broke it, and I didn't even miss it. It's so bad, because theirs is really flimsy. This brush really needs to be a little bit more dense, and it needs to be stiff, and it needs to keep its shape. And normally Sigma brushes don't have a problem with that, but with the 219 it's really obvious. I'm not a fan of their pencil brush at all. So this is what it looks like. It's super stiff and short, and it's really good for putting a color underneath your waterline, or to put a color on top of your lash line and kind of buff it up. I used it today for both of those things, and so I feel like it's really just great shadow brush. You could really technically do a smoky eye with just a flathead brush and this brush, or just this brush and this brush. I really think that these two brushes are some of the best eye brushes you can ever own. But this one, you can buy the MAC one or the Sigma one, and I don't think it makes a huge difference. But this one, I definitely go for the MAC one for the 219. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that super quick video about my favorite brushes, and then I'll leave a link and also a discount code down in the description box if you guys want, but that only applies for the Sigma brushes. But that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. People are coming home now. Embarrassing.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Charlie! Charlie! Hi! Hi, honey! What are you doing? You're so hyper!
I think my favorite thing about Charlie is that he would. He's a baby still. Is that he stands like this. Do you see it? Like how his paws are like this? It's like a ballerina. Two of my favorite things. Animals and boba. What are you doing? Charlie.
Charlie's had one before.
Really? What did you think of it?
He likes it.
Really?